As promised, we've got a special guest this morning, an unexpected item in the bagging area. I'm sure you won't mind me calling you that, Rowan Ford. I've called you much worse in the past, and you me when we used to work together at Access All Aerials, which is launching soon on DAB in the southwest of the UK. Let's give him a nice big round of applause. Here he is.
Good
Hello,
morning, mate.
How are you? Road Dog, how are you? Been a while, isn't it? It's just like old times, though.
Too right. But no, it's a great pleasure to be back with you again after so long.
It's been a while, isn't it? Now, my rough calculation is that we started working together about 10 years ago, 2014
Roughly, yeah.
or thereabouts. Yeah.
Maybe 10, 11 years ago, something like that.
And I think we'd already started Access All Aerials at the great Dame Hannah Rogers Trust at Seal Hayne, the stuff of myth and legend, now, of course, in the southwest. And I remember you and your dad coming to an event. And you know me, I'm always very shy and retiring in social situations.
Right, whatever.
Yeah, and there I was on the PA and playing a bit of music to people, whether they liked it or not, in the quad there. And I think you and your dad popped over, and your dad said, Rowan's quite interested in DJing, and I think you might have some activities here that Rowan might want to come and get involved with. And the rest, my friend, is history, is it not? Is that the story as you remember it?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So could you tell everyone what Access All Aerials was, and how it is for you?
Okay, well, let's start off with what Access All Aerials is. Would be an easier one to start with, probably. For the ones that don't know, it's an online-based radio station, which yours truly, Mr. Munson, very kindly set up many years ago. And
with Noah. It's what Noah listened to on the Ark, isn't it?
Oh, dear. But it's now been taken over because, of course, like Carl said, it was run by the Dame Hannah Rogers Trust, but it has been taken over by another disability charity based in Exeter in the southwest of the UK called, nice one, called Cedar. Yeah. And we are one of the branches now of the charity. Yeah. And I have got the honour, if you like, of being the official deputy station manager for the radio station, which is managed and run by the ever so brilliant Craig Bowden.
Craig, some amazing people there, right, including Craig.
And of course, his nutty brother, Chris.
Shout out to Chris. We've got to say hello to Chris. We should get Chris on one of these days as well, because he loves to go on to other radio stations, doesn't he? He's been to most of the radio stations in the southwest, I think, and been in the studio. He loves them.
Yeah, I think most in the southwest, quite a few in Cornwall, and probably a good few in Dorset, I want to say.
Yes, yeah. Fantastic. So alive and kicking coming out of Devon and specifically in Exeter, the county town. That's where Cedar is. That's where the new studio is. I've not seen that yet, but that's where you broadcast from. Is it in Exeter?
Yeah, we're based in Marsh Barton on the industrial estate.
Shout out to the Marsh Barton Massive.
Oh, too right.
Yeah.
And we, of course, as you quite rightly set up, are an internet-based radio station, but we are, I'm very pleased to say, as of the 1st of this month, officially on DAB Plus across Exeter. Yeah. So anyone that's in the Exeter area, and I think the furthest I've reached is possibly Clumpton, I want to say.
Clumpton.
But certainly in the Exeter area. And so all I will say is, if you're in Exeter and you've not discovered us on your DAB frequencies yet, as Carl would say, what are you playing at?
What are you playing at now? I don't say that, do I? Now, for people in Portugal and the rest of the world, you can listen online. If I press this button, well, is that the output that will be happening now? Shouldn't you be there? And you've been unable to get there because of the weather in England at the moment.
quite right. Normally, of course, I would be with you every Thursday morning from 10 till 1. And yes, it is. That is currently the output.
If I was your woman, I've got so many copyright strikes this morning. And is that going to be one of your old shows? What's going on with that?
I have no idea what Craig's put out this morning. He hasn't.
But it's word up, everybody say.
There's every chance it's probably just the.
My goodness, right. Now, if people want to listen over here and get to know some of the presenters, they can do that online, as I was just doing there. Tell us about some of the presenters, because the amazing thing about Access All Areas, it gave people with a whole range of disabilities a chance to have their own radio show, which is pretty much unheard of. You know, we have people with locked-in syndrome doing radio shows. They had the right sort of technology and support to do their own radio show. All kinds of abilities, levels of ability. Tell us about some of the presenters.
Well, apart from my good self, there's Chris Bowden, of course, does his own or takes part in a radio show. In fact, he takes part in a couple, actually. So he does his own with a lovely girl called Charlie Ann. And then
that doesn't surprise me.
And then there's also the mid-morning mix with the Cedar crew, like there was back in the day.
Fantastic.
That's still going. And so they do that 2 days a week. I think it's 2 days a week. Tuesday, Friday.
Hello.
That's my darling wife in the background.
Hello, darling wife. You don't have to put it on the screen. I know you're very modest, but you're obviously helping Rowan behind the scenes there. So good morning to you. Thank you very much.
She's just said good morning to you as well.
Good morning. Bom dia from Portugal.
So there's those guys. We also have a lovely young guy called Chris, who comes and does a very random show, where he's really into anime and sort of Japanese and Chinese and God only knows what. So very unique presenter, and basically
these are live shows throughout the day, though, right? If people want to interact with a live DJ, and I'm sure the Access All Areas DJs would love to hear from people in Portugal. You can send them a message, get a request, get a shout out with the Access All Areas.
Even if you're over there, you should, as long as you have a smartphone, be able to download the Access All Areas app.
Check you out. It's come a long way since we used to have 2 tin cans and a bit of string back in the day, isn't it? Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. Well done to you all. You're on DAB now. You're on the app. This is fantastic. You're giving some amazing people, by the sound of it, an incredible chance to have a go at broadcasting.
Oh, definitely.
And you're open to more broadcasters in the Southwest if they wanted to get on.
Definitely, yeah. And even if you're not in the Southwest, but you'd like to get involved with us, then I'm sure if you get in contact with us, probably best by email, then we can have a chat with you. And even if you want to record your own show, because we do have a lovely guy called Ben Lister, who is from up north, believe it or not, but he still sends us an episode every week, which we then rebroadcast out on our frequencies and on the app and so on.
People who make radio shows around the world, or could do, and send them into you for rebroadcast on Cedar.
I don't see why not. Yeah,
fantastic. T-Duck, he's a radio guy through and through, loves radio, and a big supporter of our show here. Talk about Cedar, please. So tell us more about the umbrella organisation. What does Cedar do for people in the South?
Fair enough, and UK? That's a very good question. Thank you for that. Basically, what Cedar is a little bit like what the Dame Hannah Rogers Trust was. It's basically a disability charity that very good.
We're going through that. I'm a professional, mate. You taught me everything I know.
Basically, what the charity does is it supports a variety of people with disabilities, sort of right from tiddlers right up to adults, and even some older adults with a wide range of disabilities. And there we go. Yes. And in fact, that's our new website, believe it or not, actually.
Pretty good.
And they
got a big fish tank. You've got a very big fish tank at your headquarters.
Not quite. That's from a day out, I believe.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Where they took some of our service users to an aquarium, I think, by the look of it.
It looks like Plymouth, doesn't it? The
aquarium. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But basically, we have two teams, if you like, as well. One which is the hub, which is where the main Cedar guys go to, and they do a variety of activities, including obviously radio. And I think there's things like art, sensory room, IT, so computers.
Well, I've got it here on the screen. Look, a fully accessible IT suite with a range of assistive technology devices, which is that was such a fascinating part of our work, wasn't it? Is where how people could interface with technology. The things that we take for granted often, and where people would struggle to get involved with IT. They'd love to, but the interfaces weren't there. You've got all the assistive technology for that, which is fabulous. Large and fully accessible art room, sensory room, as you mentioned there, with an overhead hoist and multimedia system with projector. That sounds like a disco, basically, a nightclub to me. An accessible beauty salon, which is where Rowan goes before his show for hair and makeup.
Oh, very funny.
And large, accessible and well-equipped kitchen, accessible radio production studio, access all areas, digital hub, and with green screen and video production facilities, and an accessible and comfortable social space or two as well. Well done, Cedar. Keep up that great work there. That's fantastic, Rowan. Isn't that nice to be part of that bigger organisation?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And to be honest, if it wasn't for Cedar, I don't think Access All Aerials would still even be here now.
Well, I think you're right. So shout out and lots of love to Cedar, and of course the bridging influence between the two, which I think we should say hi to Jacqueline and Christy as well, of course, who were integral in the move of the studio. We had an amazing studio, to be fair, didn't we? We had an old was it Radio Devon or one of the top radio stations? Dear old Lenny had that in his possession and said, "Do you want to use it?" And we had the most incredible professional radio studio, didn't we? After using I mean, pretty much a tin can or two and string. We went into it having this incredible studio. It was so much fun. It was so much fun to do that. And so thank you, Jacqueline and Christy and everyone else who helped make the move from Dame Hannah Rogers Trust over to Cedar as well. Yeah, lots of love to everybody at Dame Hannah's in Ivorybridge this morning as well. Anything else you want to say? Congratulations on this. It's a very significant thing to be on DAB. So well done, Rowan. Please say hello to everybody in the team from me. And we've had a chat.
I certainly will do, yeah.
Connecting Portugal and UK. But how do you want to finish this morning? What do you want to urge people to do?
Well, one thing that I will say is if you're watching us this morning and you'd love to, even if you're out there in Portugal, would still like to donate or support the charity in some way, then I'm sure Carl will put or be able to give our website out to anyone that asks.
This is the Access All Aerials one, right? Because if anyone wants to contribute, you'd like it to go straight to Access All Aerials.
Well, it would be nice, yeah.
You choose if you're kind enough to donate. That could be to Access All Aerials or to Cedar, who are doing fantastic work.
One thing that I will say is, if regardless of whether you're here in the UK or anywhere around the world, really, and you'd like to get involved in some way, even if it's just to say hi to a presenter or whatever, then probably best to either contact us via the website, which of course is accessallareals.co.uk, or you can, because we are accepting WhatsApp messages as well. So if you're able to use WhatsApp,
send a voice note.
Yes.
That's really good. And you know what? Sometimes when you're doing a radio show in the middle of nowhere in a little niche radio station, you're not necessarily, apart from friends and family, you're not necessarily getting much interaction.
Well,
with
to
the
be
outside
fair,
world. And it's amazing, isn't it, when you get a message from someone you don't know? So that would be lovely.
I mean,
if someone wants
to
do
be
that.
fair, actually, on a Thursday, I quite often get a few of my regular listeners contact in, but we also get the odd message from someone like, I think I had someone in Spain message in, and
Brilliant.
I think I may have had someone in France, possibly, or possibly I may have even been in Portugal somewhere. I'm not quite sure.
Well, that's what I want to ask the Gumpers to do. If you can send a message from Portugal and say, bon dia from Portugal, good morning Portugal, representing in the house here on Access All Areas. Lovely to it'd be fantastic if you could send a message like that. And we've got a late shift as well, of course, Rowan. A lot of people listening in the United States later on today, and they could also send a message. Wouldn't that be fantastic to get something from America as well?
Oh, that would be awesome. And the best number for that, of course, would be the 07392 60 34 34.
All right. Say that again.
Of course, is 07392 60 44 34. And you can, of course, like I say, send a WhatsApp message to that number. And we would love to obviously hear from everybody, regardless of wherever you are in the world. And even if you wanted to send a voice message, like Carl said, and just say, hi from Portugal, loving the tunes, keep up the great work, for example, then that would be awesome. And I will endeavour, certainly myself anyway, to play as many voice messages as we get, or even if it's just a text or an email, I endeavour to get through as many messages as I possibly can. And
you've got the best producer in the world there, haven't you?
But like I said, if you would rather drop us an email, then simply do that to studio at accessallareals.co.uk, and that will come through to people like myself, station manager Craig, and whoever else is on air at the time. Will see your email, and we will endeavour to make sure we give you a shout out at least. And if you're listening in as well, when you email us or text us and you'd love to hear a tune, then please do mention that in your message.
Just one thing, not between 9 and 10 on a weekday morning, please.
But no, in all seriousness, if you'd love to maybe even just get a dedication for somebody, like maybe it's a loved one's birthday, that maybe say you've got someone, like if you live out there in Portugal and it's someone back here in the UK's birthday maybe, or you just wanted to wish them a happy Christmas or whatever, then please do, I do encourage you to add that into your message. Like I say, even if it's just a text or a email, and we will endeavour to make sure that we get that shout out read, or somehow anyway.
Well, you're a flipping legend, mate. I think we should do this more often. We should have maybe a monthly check-in with you to see how things are going. Maybe a different presenter could come on to Good Morning Portugal and say hi as well.
Oh, definitely. In fact, I was talking to Craig about that before we came on, and he was saying that he would love to team up with you, and if we can collab in some way, like you say, even if we just do a once a month show with you.
I can't have that Chris on here though, because he's chaos. Tell him he's banned. Tell him he is banned. All right. So lots of love to you all there. You're a flipping legend, Rowan. It's great to see what you're continuing to do with Access All Areas. And look at this. Good to see Access All Areas is getting the recognition for its years of service. What you do is very much needed and appreciated by the communities. Thank you. Isn't that lovely? And yes, says T-Duck, make it so. Make this a regular feature. So yeah,
I will definitely do that.
We'll
it will
see.
Definitely be at
you
least
haven't,
once
you
a
haven't,
month,
you haven't got rid of me, mate. We're going to be doing this. I'm back
I
with the
definitely haven't got
Terminator.
rid of you, mate. You might be hundreds of miles away, but I have definitely not got rid of you.
You'll be seeing me again, Carl McGinnon. All right, mister. Say hi to everybody. Lots of love. Big hugs, as we say here in Portugal. Beijinhos, abrazos, kisses and hugs from us. And we'll set that up. We'll see you again soon. All the best.
Definitely, mate.
Mr. and Mrs. Ford there, by the way, so thank you.
And love to you and the family as well,
Absolutely,
mate.
mate. All the best to you.
Catch up soon.
All right. Big round of applause for you. Cheers. Take care. Bye
for now, mate.
See ya. There it goes. The great Rowan Ford. MBE next, I think. Right. Okay. Well, let's go out with... You should have seen his face when I said that. Yes. And Rowan Ford, Rowan Atkinson. He does look like the great. Yes, I think some of you may have been saying that. We'll see him again soon, right? Mr. Bean. And other roles, of course. Right. Let's go out with that video. You should see his face now. That video, I promise, from the great Terence Austin. Guess where this is. See you again tomorrow.
Lydia Santos, and I'm a real estate agent with IAD Portugal. Today I'm delighted to show you a roomy one-bedroom apartment in the heart of São Martinho do Porto. This property has a unique opportunity for anyone looking to live a few steps away from the beach. Designed for comfort and functionality, every corner of this apartment has been thoughtfully structured to be a cozy and practical living environment. This apartment is situated on the ground floor and it has easy access. You will find all the amenities close by. At the nearby markets, you will find fresh produce. There's also at a walking distance a pharmacy, restaurants, cafes and bars. You can use this apartment as your own home or rent it in the high season. You may rent it for 6 to 8 months at a price of €700 per week, or alternatively you can rent it on a long-term basis, a flexibility according to your own needs. Call me, Adelia Santos, at 933873
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show at GMP. Hey, Gumpers.